can't remember what his name
What
was.
does that mean?
Conservation CCC, Corps. It was civilian.
Conservation Corps.
Yeah, Conservation Corps. And they had the barracks and everything was up here on Wallace.
It was when Wilson, when we were in the Depression, and it was when Roosevelt was in office to help to put people to work. It was a way to put people to work during the Depression.
But Bob and Ida and Jill and Ray and Nana and Lawrence and Dad and me, we all hung out about the same place. And
they were all dating then?
They were all dating then. And people would come up to me, and I was so proud of this. Because I was with that group, you know, they'd say, now let's see, you're an Eddington. I was tall, and I was dark-headed, and they was tall, and they was dark-headed. And so,
well, Aunt Ida must have dated Uncle Bob eons. I remember when Aunt Ida dated Uncle Bob.
For a long time?
Yes, dated Uncle Bob a long time.
I think they dated for about 10 or 12 years.
She didn't get married till later.
No.
I was born a long time after I was born. Like, I was 4 or 5 or 6 years old.
I'm sure you were.
See, and there is not a thing wrong.
No, there's not a thing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's unusual for the time.
In that period of time.
12 years? And 7 years is too long.
Was it his parents' mother that were
long time?
Was it Uncle Bob's parents that were kind of reluctant about that whole thing? Or?
See, his dad passed away quite some time before they got married, but his mom was kind of like a lot of other mothers. She did not want to turn loose of her son.
Right. She never did.
Huh?
She never did.
No.
Good thing what was Uncle Bob's younger brother, Sam? Good thing there was Sam, or she may never.
Yeah. There was Sam, and then there was Mike.
Oh, I forgot Mike. But he was.
There was 3 of them boys.
Yeah. He was the young. Mike was the youngest.
Mike was the youngest. Sam is dead.
Is he?
Uh-huh.
Mike went into the service.
Yeah, Mike was awful good looking.
Mm-hmm.
And my Uncle Mom, he knows his mom. What'd you say?
I wonder why ain't out of.
I don't know. I didn't think they were very well suited, but then I guess it was suited for. I guess it was great for her because she never had any competition, even talking. After they reached a certain place, said, "Now I'm going to walk over to you," and said, "I'm going to say, now that's your last bid." And so she did. And of course, several people standing around and auctioneers that go around and take the bids. They heard her, so he got it for little nothing. Not little nothing, but cheap.
More reasonable than perhaps what he would have, huh?
Yeah. But I want to tell you something. I am so proud of Pat. You know, she was so spoiled. And the only child. The town and bought a house.
Was it that bad?
Where Junior lives.
Oh! Was it that bad?
I knew it was bad, but I didn't know how bad it was for them.
Well, they said that their house was, one room was torn off, and their garage was torn off, and Joyce had a room where she grew
greenhouse
orchids. That was torn away. But they would not turn the electric on so they could go in there and repair their house, and the boys went down there, Joyce and Al's boys went down there to help them. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't saw any lumber or anything. They wouldn't turn the electric on. And they would not, the insurance company would not settle, and they will not settle now for 3 or 4 years. And so she said in the card that you all never looked at my cards. You all always like to look at my Christmas cards. And they said that they didn't have any choice. Aline, 85 years old. And so they just went up in another little town and bought a house.
I thought it was not where Junior lives then, where they
No, Junior, I don't know.
He's at Winter Haven.
Yeah.
But Homestead is where...
Homestead is where Aline lived. You see, Charles and Frankie's house was destroyed also. And they lived in Winter Park, or whatever you call it. And so they're sitting waiting for the insurance company, and Joyce said there's no telling when they'll settle. The insurance companies are broke, and they may never get a
And
settlement.
she said all that in the letter, or have you talked to her on the phone?
No, it was in the card.
I was thinking that the roof was blown off, Mother, or part of it.
They said the roof was blown off and one room was torn away. That's what I heard, and that's what Joyce said. She talked with them. Not Joyce, Pat. Pat called him and said that said she kept trying to call, and finally one morning real early she got him, and said then they kept turning the TV on, and they turned it on one day, and there was Al talking. They was interviewing Al. Just happened that she turned it on, and they was interviewing
CNN,
and said he was just so disgusted, you know, because they wouldn't. The people were there to help rebuild and help do all this, but well,
that agency that's supposed to. You're gonna go get your pay.